Welcome to a research study on using social media to combat cyberbullying in school media centers, using Orange County Middle School media specialists as the target population, by Kelly McDonald and Lori Stager. The questions we asked in our research were, number 1, how can a media specialist use social media to help reduce cyberbullying? Number 2, how effective are the current cyberbullying campaigns within middle schools? Number 3, how does the media specialist's education and knowledge relate to the use of social media within their respective schools? The current literature says that there is a significant problem in middle schools involving cyberbullying. Media specialists are often the technical experts within their schools, and the school librarians have a great opportunity to be a positive influence on the students. Education is a key component in intervention in regards to cyberbullying. The statistics show that in 2009, 15% of 13 to 18-year-olds surveyed said they had been the victims of cyberbullying. That number rose to over 20% in 2010. Social media makes cyberbullying possible, but there's been no documentation on the positive effects that it could have on resolving the issue. The survey was emailed to 35 Orange County Middle School media specialists and was completely voluntary. It contained qualitative and quantitative queries and questions about the media specialist education and the social media use within the school media center by the media specialists. The study did have limits. There's strains on school budgets. There's a possible bias against the use of social media by students. It was a relatively small sample size of only 35. Timing was poor because of standardized test schedules within public schools, and there was little to no research to review prior to administering the study. The initial results were fairly poor because only 12 of the original 35 surveys were completed. It did show that budgets in these schools ranged from $4,500 to $10,000 annually, and all of the media specialists that responded either had a master's in library science or a master's degree in another field. 50% of the media specialists surveyed had 5 to less than 10 years of experience, 25% had less than 1 year, 25% had between 2 to 5 years, so the majority were fairly well experienced, which translated into confidence in using social media. The majority said that middle range of knowledge is what they possessed as far as social media goes. The rest rated themselves even higher than middle range. None said that they had the least amount of knowledge. The high scores in knowledge did not transfer to the actual usage of social media in the media centers. Twitter was almost never used in the media centers. Facebook was used a little more often than Twitter, but still very limited. Blogs were used 1 a day a week for most of the media specialists surveyed, so this was the most utilized form of social media. These results were reinforced because 50% of the media specialists surveyed do not think social media is very important, and the other 50% said that it is only somewhat important. None of the respondents thought it was a very important tool to be used in middle school media centers. The survey results indicate that because of the lack of importance placed on social media by the professional media specialists, that in turn the students are not very responsive to social media that is used in the media centers. None of the respondents believe that the students are very or even extremely responsive to social media within schools. When asked about the current cyberbullying events, 10% of the media specialists reported no cyberbullying activities in their school. 15% said that there were events that they had planned and began. 25% of the respondents described other types of events that are planned by either the county guidance counselors or the SAFE coordinator. The survey polled the media specialists on their views about the problem of cyberbullying in their schools. Most of them answered that it was not a problem in their schools. 75% chose a 2 on a scale of 1 to 5, with 1 being not present at all. 25% chose 3 on the same scale. Most of the media specialists do not believe that it would be an easy task to implement cyberbullying tactics into their existing programs. Many even describe the task as being impossible to incorporate. The blog was the only social media medium that any believed cyberbullying tactics would be an easy addition to use. After evaluation of the survey results, it is possible that the lack of social media use could be due to the lack of responsiveness of the students. The rules for usage of social media are also very unclear, and a possible follow-up survey could be administered to address why social media specialists do not believe that social media is an important tool. Other questions have been generated by this study, such as, do students observe cyberbullying more often than the media specialists? Is the current literature wrong about the large presence of cyberbullying? More follow-up studies should be conducted to answer these and other unanswered questions concerning cyberbullying in middle schools. In conclusion, the results of this data indicate that media specialists have a very small part in anti-cyberbullying campaigns in schools. There is a definite disconnect between the media specialists and social media use. There are still questions about the accuracy of the facts of the prevalence of cyberbullying and whether there is a real concern in Orange County middle schools at all. There are a great deal of literature and helpful websites in regard to the issue of cyberbullying. The Department of Health has its own website on the subject. There is a Cyberbullying Research Center website, and the National Crime Prevention website has a page dedicated to cyberbullying. There are many, many others that can be utilized against this problem. Many references were read and evaluated when created and administering this research study. There were sources about cyberbullying as well as many regarding research methods and data evaluation. We hope you learned a few facts about the problem of cyberbullying and look forward to your questions after you review this presentation. Thank you very much for your time.